This is how you lift me up. You lift me up with your love. Yes, you do. Thank you for appreciating little things I do. I love doing them because I care about you. And you never have to take me back because you're back.
So I went to visit my friend Beth, roommate from college. Her brother Chris had given her a CD by this man named Mission Man. Never heard of him. She put the CD in, and the first song that we heard was a song called New Future, which is about, I guess, Mission Man had had LASIK eye surgery, and New Future was talking about how his worldview and his life had changed through LASIK.
My lenses went from being soft to LASIK. This is my life, and I gladly take it.
At that point, I was like, holy crap. So I would just find myself going over to MissionMan.net and listening to these songs and discovering Mission Man, and some of it is completely ridiculous.
It's the wait with the jam, wait with the jam, wait with the jam, it's the wait with the jam, wait with the jam.
I will have some fun.
Playing a little basketball, playing a little basketball.
The first time I heard Mission Man, I was definitely like, what is this? I was like kind of really astounded by how different it sounded, but I was like also like very intrigued to like kind of learn more about Mission Man and like who is this person that's making this music that is like, it's like his music's like out there in a way that no other music I listen to is out there.
I refuse to be trapped by a routine, and I choose to keep chasing my dreams. No matter how dark the world sometimes seems, my inner light will always beam, and my eyes will always gleam. Fear will not steal my liberty, love will guide my destiny. After I die, my soul will be resting free, because I always give the best of me. And I feel much more than alright, as the rivers flow when I'm going to the sight that will illuminate the sky so bright. Then when I turn around, I will see the fright that always tried to get my trip and wreck my ship.
Oxford is different for different people. It's a college town, revolves around the university. Once you get past 23, 24, you're kind of old in this town, and so there's some kind of a stigma if you're around past that. I grew up in Oxford, so I come back, you know, this is where my friends are, this is where I know how to live, it's a very safe area. Like, I got robbed at gunpoint in Chicago, and I'm not worried about that here. Right now we're driving to Columbus on the way to Akron. Tonight, I don't know what I expect, honestly. The last time I played in Akron, there was a good crowd, probably about 15, 20 people. With the main guy from that is working at the Zephyr Pub tonight, so he invited me to play there after that. So it'll be my first time playing a 2 gigs in one day kind of thing, and I'm interested to just see what randomness happens at Zephyr.
Even when Gary was young, he was very musically inclined, right? He would try to make sounds out of things. He would try to write lyrics down. He was very creative.
We were not unpopular or rejects, but we were our own kind of people. And that was true from, age 6 up to the high school years.
For freshman, sophomore year in high school, I went to University High School in Orlando because my mom was going there to get her PhD from the University of Central Florida.
There was actually a quote by in high school from a math teacher stating that Gary was the best math student in a decade in the high school he was at.
Yeah, that's what caused me to skip a grade and then start college at 16 ultimately. And now it's laced throughout things. Like my logo has a mu symbol with a Mobius strip wrapped around it and has a squared, so it's M squared for Mission Man.
I believe the first time I heard him rap was with his friends in Florida. There may have been an earlier time, but that's the first memory that I have.
My friend, I guess, had already been rapping for a while, and he told me to rap. And I was like, I can't rap, man. He's like, just kick a rap. So I said, okay. Turn on the stereo, kick up the bass as I dunk in your face. And I went through like a 30-second freestyle and memorized that, and that became my first song.
Turn on the stereo, kick up the bass as I dunk in your face. I don't waste time as I kick this dope rhyme. I drink my lemon lime soda, wise like Yoda, drink my Coca-Cola.
And then we just started battle rapping for the next year and a half. My friend and I would just rap all the time. It kind of went from there.
He said he had a friend in Florida named BJ who was sort of his DJ, and helped him come up with this group called the Multiculturals. And I honestly didn't take any of it seriously until he started showing me page after page after page of these written raps. And I was a little skeptical about whether or not he was gonna continue with it, but I was impressed that a friend of mine had accomplished that much, I guess. And I didn't see it coming from him.
You gotta have the fire, you gotta have desire, you gotta have the fire, you gotta have desire. I've got so much fire, my heart's an inferno, when it's gonna burn for eternity, no matter how much money I see. When I wake, all I feel is the fire, the desire to be the best. That's why I won't rest.
I came up with a name after I recorded Intro to My Mind, because I realized I needed a name.
My body, my mind sometimes, like when I'm dropping down the writing rhymes, but I'm not committing crimes. I wake up in the morning and go to class on the dash as fast as I can and study for a while. I got no time to be acting like a child when I get done studying and give a ring to the lady saying what you want to do today. Do you want to live away to the ball? Done with that phone call, I get all ready.
At the time, Method Man and Mo Thugs were both big, and I wanted something, like Mission Man would fall alphabetically in there, and I wanted something to show that I was on a quest or a mission to change the way people see hip-hop.
In the classroom, in the weight room, in the home too. No matter what I do, the flame's always burning, and I'm always understanding at the midnight, trying to get my knowledge right. I must plus the test that he gives us will come back and they plus for me. Non-study my economy, learning about monopoly. The desire to write songs keeps me up all night long, so I can write the wrong.
Because I saw all the negative things associated with it, the violence, the demeaning of women, just the pure materialism that goes behind it. And what hip-hop for me has always been about is self-expression, going back to Grandmaster Flash and Sugar Hill Gang and Run DMC and Public Enemy and those types of groups, which is, I just wanted to get it back to that.
You gotta have the fire, you gotta have desire, you gotta have the fire, you gotta have desire.